Welcome everybody to this joint Cisco and NEC automation webinar. I am Miguel Ángel Díaz. I work as a business development manager in IP network optical department at NEC. Today, we will review the reasons why companies decide to implement network automation in their infra and what is critical for their success. This video is part of a series of webinars where NEC and Cisco will provide insights on key aspects for network automation. I'm pleased to have today two technical experts, Tony Verspecht, Global System Engineer Manager for Automation Specialist at Cisco, and Ercin Torun, Solutions Manager at NEC. Tony, all over to you.
Hey, Miguel, thanks for that great introduction. It's really good to be here. And thanks, Ercin, for joining us for this video recording around network automation. And you and I, we have discussed that already before. It's clear that automation is crucial for improving service quality, saving on cost, and improve time to market for new services. So, based on your experiences, how do companies best approach their network automation journey? And what do you see as being identified as best practices?
So Tony, it's great being here. Thanks for inviting me. And as per your questions, many companies today are on a digital transformation journey, and we see network automation becoming an internal part of that. Automation itself is a long-term investment that starts often by identifying the low-hanging opportunities, which can be enabled fast with relatively low efforts and drive the short-term ROI. Just like with the digital transformation, network automation requires top exec and key stakeholders supporting the initiatives. Network automation is more than just technology, as it involves business process re-engineering and changes in roles and responsibilities.
Yeah, I agree with that, and thanks for that great insight, Ercin. So, what is your feeling on how to best convince customers, their top execs and the key stakeholders, that Cisco, together with NEC, are the right partners to address their needs? Can you elaborate on that a bit?
It actually comes down to have a good understanding of what the care abouts are, what actually keeps them awake at night, and what are the success criteria they have. In most cases, it has to do with three main business objectives. So first one is controlling the OPEX, meaning lower network OPEX, and be able to do the same or better with the fewer resources. And the second part is focusing on the service quality. So when you're actually reducing the network OPEX, there is a risk that service quality might go down, which will result in customer satisfaction issues and could lead to customer churn. So that's why the OPEX reduction always goes together side to side with improving service quality. And the last one is actually driving the top line. So many networks are today multi-vendor, multi-layer, and multi-domain. That's resulting in a high network complexity. So such a complexity prevents fast and agile network service innovation, which is actually needed to drive the top line contribution.
Yeah, that's a great insight, a great set of experiences that you have calling out there. And it is all about cost reduction, OPEX savings, and improving top line contribution by accelerating new services. What you just said, Ercin, it's clear that having the conversation with the customer, decision makers, and the budget owners, for that matter, it's much more about the business than it is about the technology. So when, during the conversation with your customer, do you start to have the conversation on the technology?
It's a great question, Tony. It's the key point. So essentially, it is all about the building the trust and sharing the industry thought leadership. That's why the first customer interactions are all about understanding their business objectives, what are their top 3-5 automation use cases are, and agreeing on the low-hanging opportunity and building an automation roadmap. Upon reaching that milestone, and we can start talking about the technical solutions and sharing some demonstrations to the customer.
I see. Yeah, so identifying the low-hanging opportunities that will deliver quick return on investments. But
Yeah.
Do you think that after having demonstrated the solution to some of the decision makers, do you think that the customer is then ready to purchase the solution that we eventually going to offer jointly? Or in other words, what does it actually take to convince the decision maker on the customer that the proposed solution is for them the right fit?
So depending on the use case, many customers are going to ask for a proof of concept, a proof of value. So the POC itself is illustrating that technically the proposed solutions can address their requirements, which is done by installing the solution in their lab and running a few upfront agreed test cases, which typically contains the POC in 3 to 4 weeks maximum. And the proof of value is focused on the executives and the decision makers, and it's based on the POC results. So we illustrate how the proposed solution addresses their business objectives.
Yeah. Okay. So that's great. So you were talking about a bottoms-up approach and a top-down approach, where bottoms-up is the proof of concept, so where you're going to demonstrate technically what the solution is capable of, and then the top-down approach, where you're going to deliver a proof of value to the decision makers, and both they come together, which is great. I think then that's a clear criteria on which the customer can make their decision properly. But when we think about concluding on the low-hanging opportunities, do you have already conversations with the customer on their overall automation journey? Because low-hanging means eventually initial insertion, but then we all know, and you have experienced that also, automation is a journey. It goes over multiple years. So what is your intake on that?
It all depends on the objectives and the use case discovery conversations. We advise our customers strongly to go first with a use case that is easy to implement and to be able to deliver short-term results. So this allows the customer to experience the insertion of an automation solution in their existing current processes. So step by step, more use cases will be discovered, and we will be adding it. They will be adding it to their overall automation journey. We're seeing network automation journeys of 7+ years. So basically, automation itself is becoming a continuous focus area for many of our customers, no longer an afterthought. So we strongly hear the customer message that the vendors' partners shall not sell networks without the automation.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that. It's like buying a car without a steering wheel. Maybe that can happen in the future when we drive autonomous cars, but it's definitely not yet there. So thanks for that great insight, Ercin. So how do you see Cisco Crosswalk automation solution positioned with your customers? And please elaborate a bit on the value that NEC brings to the table. Thank you.
Yeah, you already know Cisco has a rich set of network automation solutions that have received industry-wide recognition. So with Cisco Crosswalk automation portfolio, we have been able to assist companies in lowering their network OPEX, driving network service innovations, and improving their service qualities. So the Crosswalk automation portfolio has specific functional building blocks that actually allows to address many of the common, unique, and use cases that customers have. At NEC, we have 3 centers of excellences across the globe that are equipped with Cisco automation solutions and also experts. We can cover the full sales cycle from initial use case discovery, demonstrations, POC, POV, deal closing, initial implementations, and cycle management, and so on. But with NEC, we have a strong multi-vendor background, which is an absolute must for successful customer engagements.
Yes.
So inserting a new tool in an existing IT environment, it must be done seamlessly without interrupting the customer's business, actually. So at NEC, we have the skills and expertise needed for that. And let me give a short real customer example. So Cisco and NEC have collaborated in the LATAM region for several years, and together we enabled a subsidiary of one of the largest telecom communication companies there to seamlessly actually deploy an automated transport 5G ready network with a strong focus on reducing their network complexity. There, Cisco provided industry-leading network equipment with a strong automation solution that addresses the multi-vendor SD-WAN requirements of the customer. And NEC, as NEC, we position ourselves as a trusted advisor for SD-WAN solutions integration and the automation. Cisco Crosswork Automation Suite components that are involved are the CNC, so the Cisco IP Network Controller, and the Cisco Hierarchical Controller, which enable the multi-vendor, multi-layer automation within the network domain. And as NEC, we position ourselves as a trusted advisor and the SD-WAN solutions integrator for automation with the local delivery capabilities. And at the end, as a result, we optimize the customer's total cost of ownership and increase the business agility by simplifying its network architecture and operations, converging their mobile and fixed networks, automating the multi-layer networks across their own packet, optical, and microwave domains.
Wow. So that's quite a lot. So that's really great to hear. So 7 years journey, you mentioned in-depth knowledge on IT environments and how to insert new solutions in a complex IT environment. It's truly a remarkable set of skills and capabilities that NEC brings to the table. And basically, we can say that our partnership is dedicated to drive a new economic paradigm for our customers, where they can achieve cost savings, accelerate on innovation, optimize service delivery, and be a little bit less worried about their capabilities to deliver high-level service quality. So by embracing Cisco network automation solutions, together with the strengths and the capabilities of NEC, companies can take full advantage of our joint solutions and capabilities and meet evolving demands of their infrastructure. Thank you.
Tony and Ercin, thanks for being with us today, and thank you to our visitors to watch this videocast. We hope you found it informative and insightful. Stay tuned for more webinars in our series as we continue to provide valuable insights into the Cisco and NEC partnership on network automation. Our next topic will be about zero-touch provisioning, what it is, what value it brings to companies, to end customers, and their green initiatives. See you there.